Welcome to Travel Weekly TV, where we go behind the scenes, speaking to the industry's heavyweights. Today I have Nikki. Welcome, Nikki, from Luxury Travel Collection.
Thank you, Hoda. It's great to be here.
Thank you for coming along. Nikki, tell me a little bit more about LTC.
Great. Okay, so I'm the general manager of the member portfolio, or the independent member portfolio of LTC, or the Luxury Travel Collection. So Luxury Travel Collection is actually the name that we use for the entire Flight Centre Travel Group luxury pillar. Mm-hmm. And within that pillar, we have our wholly owned brands of Travel Associates, Scott Dunn, Luxperience, and then we have our independent portfolio, which is what I look after, which is opening up our business to membership from some amazing luxury independent agencies around the country.
And what does that mean for the agents? Is it a Flight Centre owned only product, or is it available for everyone else?
Right. So our member network, or we call it a house of luxury brands, is available by a certain criteria for membership, and what a large part of that membership is for our independent members is accessing commercials and an entire ecosystem available to these agencies. So tapping into the Flight Centre global power or buying power and our ability to curate bespoke, amazing journeys and allowing our members to access those. So it's the best of both worlds. They remain independent, keep their own brands, but tap into what Flight Centre has spent over 40 years developing.
I can't keep up with all the Flight Centre's journeys. I mean, I originally come from Flight Centre.
Yes, I know.
There's just so much change happening, especially post-COVID. But tell me, is there a particular travel memory that's really stuck with you and maybe made you work in the travel industry today?
Yeah, look, I would say that my strongest travel memory was well into my travel journey. I didn't travel a lot when I was a kid. In fact, I didn't get my first passport until I was 22.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then I bought a one-way ticket to London and lived and worked over there for 4.5 years as a Kentucky tour guide, actually, in Europe.
Really?
Yeah. But so that was probably what then led me to a career in travel. But my strongest travel memory is time spent in Africa. We were lucky enough to spend a month there for my 45th birthday, and in Botswana, in the Okavango Delta, staying in one of those beautiful semi-tented luxury lodges with your private plunge pool. We literally had a wall on one side, and then the other three sides were tented, and over the water, laying in bed and hearing footsteps sloshing through the water one morning, and opening the curtains and seeing an elephant right outside. Like literally, I felt like I could just reach through and touch it, and it just reminded me of how long I'd been craving to experience wildlife in their natural habitat. And Africa, you fall in love with.
Absolutely.
I mean, you've just come back, right?
I've just come back. How did you know?
I'm pretty sure you told me you were going to see the gorillas.
I did. I came back from Rwanda, but it's one of those special places that really stays with you. Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about ETC. How does it work? Who is there, and who do you look after as well?
Yeah, so the member portfolio currently encompasses 8 members. So amongst the finest luxury and boutique agencies in the country, we have Bigton Travel and Claremont from WA. We have home travel companies, so Robin and Murray in Tassie. We have Destination HQ and Emma Whiting Travel in Melbourne. We have Dreammaker Travel and Travel Experts up in Brisbane. We just announced last week the amazing team at Ramsgate Travel here in Sydney as our first team. I'm hoping I haven't forgotten one of them, but we've got 2 or 3 more announcements coming in the coming weeks, and then the new financial year will see some more amazing agencies join the portfolio.
So you'll be busy.
Yes. Everybody's busy, right? The industry is booming. There hasn't been a slowdown.
Yeah, I mean, trying to book this with you, mind you, took a long time because we want to make sure that we pin you down. But even since speaking, I mean, you've announced a brand new member, but there's so much going on, and I'm sure that we're going to be seeing a lot more. And we'll link a website as well for everyone to have a look.
Yeah, absolutely. Check it out. It's beautiful branding. It's a beautiful product. It's a fantastic place to work. Obviously, I report through to Danny Galloway and Rachel Kingswell. Danny Galloway is the Global Managing Director of the Luxury pillar of Flight Centre, so the Luxury Travel Collection. And Rachel, as you know, is the General Manager of Travel Associates Australia and New Zealand, and she's the Director of the independent portfolio that I'm curating. So we've got this fabulous all-female luxury team. It's just amazing to be a part of.
So tell me the journey between Kentucky tour guide to luxury member-only portfolio. How does that happen?
I spent 3 seasons on the road with Kentucky in Europe, and I hit 27 and thought I either need to get off the road now or I never will. So I came home. I'd been working in law firms prior as a paralegal, and when I came back to Australia, there was no way I was going back into that sort of conservative environment. In fact, I was really seeking what I had on the road with Kentucky, that sort of work hard, play hard culture. And so when I came home, I found Flight Centre, like you, and I spent 20 years
wow.
working for Flight Centre, that traditional journey
wow.
of advisor, assistant manager, business leader, area leader. I ran Escape Travel in New South Wales, cruise about in New South Wales, then moved to Brisbane to run the sales side of the Infinity Cruise wholesale business.
Okay.
And I hit my 20 years and I just said, okay, if I don't leave Flight Centre now, I never will. And I had, ignited this passion for travel. And so I was very lucky to be employed as the head of sales for Holland America Line and Seabourn. Mm-hmm. Seabourn, of course, being an ultra-luxury cruise line, is where my luxury journey then began. And I was with Helen Seabourn for 3 years during the pandemic. Tricky time to be in cruise.
Very.
My role was made redundant in August 22, and I was very lucky to be employed by Virtuoso, mm-hmm. and went in as the Director of Partner Relations for Virtuoso, and so that's how I've then found my way back to Flight Centre.
Once you're there, they'll want you back. They'll reel you back.
Yeah, it's an amazing company to work for, and I wasn't certain that I would ever find my way back, but, Danny and Rachel are a phenomenal team to work for, amongst the best leaders I've ever had. And so when the opportunity came up to then also work with this amazing network of agencies who I've, watched from afar and adored, it was too good to be true.
It's incredible how it changes too, because travel as a whole, it constantly evolves with the market. So it's an opportunity that wasn't there before, but that now there's a big appetite for luxury in particular. Is there a trend that you've seen really boom post-COVID?
Yes, look, I think we're probably all experiencing the same sort of trends, but luxury, definitely we've seen an increase in wellness travel. So both, personal wellness and group wellness. So groups travelling together on a wellness journey. Solo travel in the luxury space has really increased. Mm-hmm. Also multi-gen travel, so grandparents taking the grandkids plus their parents on these multi-gen trips has really increased.
Very special.
And I think the one that we've all seen not drop off is bucket list mm-hmm. travel, which I think post-COVID we were calling it revenge travel, right? Yes. I'm going to go and see everything I wanted to see because you never know when we won't be allowed to travel again. So in particular right now, I think you've probably seen every second person I know on social media is currently in Japan for cherry blossom season, mm-hmm. or the Northern Lights this year are supposed to be the best that they will be in a decade.
I did read about there's this particular time as well, and it's a particular itinerary from this month to this month. They're meant to be the brightest.
Yes, that they've been in a decade, and all of the scientists are forecasting that. So gosh, I hope it happens.
Yeah, so I'll see you there.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can fit it in this year, but yeah, you go. How can you beat the gorillas in Rwanda? I don't know.
I'll have to try it.
Yeah.
The journey begins. Tell me, is there a particular thing that you always pack on a trip that you can't live without?
There's probably a lot that I always pack, but the most important thing to me, I think, is my Kindle.
Oh.
Yeah, because I don't prioritise reading when I'm in my day-to-day world, right? But I love, love, love reading. So when I travel, I will always have my Kindle because I've got 3 or 4 choices. So I'll read, like I was away for the last week and I read 2 books. So I've got to have a choice though, because when I finish one, I don't know what I'm going to feel like when I move on to the next one. So by taking a Kindle, I can have 5 books ready to go and see what sort of mood I'm in.
Yeah, and you don't have an actual giant book that you've got to flick through.
Right, because when I finish a book, I like to sort of wrap that on one day and not start. Like I need to be loyal to that book until I finish it, and then I will start the next day and I need to see what I feel like.
People who skip books are monsters.
They are evil. No, just
they